The podcast is brought to you in part by Academy Travel at MickeyVacations.com. Academy Travel is the official travel sponsor of the Pirates and Princesses podcast, and we can't recommend them enough. Go to MickeyVacations.com/PNP. That's MickeyVacations.com/PNP to get started on your next Disney dream vacation today. And now on with the show.
So glad you could come along.
I put a spell on you.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Welcome to the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
We're a different kind of Disney podcast. We do it our way.
We talk about Disney parks, Disney movies, TV, video games.
Anything Disney.
I'm your host, Thom Pratt.
And I'm your other host, Kam Pratt.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hello.
This is Pirates and Princesses, the PNP podcast.
Yes, not to be confused with the PP podcast.
Not the PP podcast. No, we talk about Disney. I'm your host, Thom Pratt, and I'm joined by my lovely wife.
And my name is?
David S. Pumpkins. No, Cambria Pratt
Yes.
is my wife. And we're going to talk about drinking at Disney.
Yeah.
So,
Go drinking at Disney.
Well,
not during Food and Wine.
Not during Food and Wine. There was a news story in the Orlando Sentinel that Disney is going to offer alcohol at a few more of its sit-down restaurants.
Yeah, Disney already offers alcohol. That's nothing new.
Yeah, Disney's been offering alcohol for quite some time.
Yes, it's not new.
But these are all restaurants located in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
So I think the opinion is sort of split on this. I'll read off the restaurants that will be serving alcohol beginning on December 23rd. So it might be
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to some of you. They are Tony's Town Square, the Liberty Tree Tavern, Skipper Canteen, Cinderella's Royal Table. And Be Our Guest has been serving alcohol since 2012.
Yeah.
So, I personally, I don't see what the big deal is.
I'm torn. I don't think the big deal is either as long as people can keep it under control. And if it's in the restaurants, not that you can carry it around with you.
Well, they're not going to do, it's sit-down restaurants only, table service restaurants only. They're not going to have, Goofy's Bar or something.
Goofy's Bar.
I mean, it's not going to be like
Goofy's Bar Stormer.
Right. It's not going to be like it is at the resorts where they've got, the different little, tequila stands or whatever it is that you get at the hotels, the poolside bars or anything like that. So, I don't think it's going to be an issue. If someone is prone to drunkenness, frankly, they can go to Epcot and get lit before they come to Magic Kingdom.
If you're lush, go to Epcot.
Go to Epcot. Or they could just, grab a drink at the hotel or whatever.
I
don't know. I mean, if people are prone to drinking at Disney, they're going to drink at Disney. I don't see it being a problem at a table service restaurant. I mean, they're probably not going to drink an entire bottle of wine, given the prices.
I don't know. Depends how good that wine is.
Yeah, but so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. Actually, I think there are more problems with people just being rude in general.
Oh yeah, that has nothing to do with alcohol. Sometimes you get worse with alcohol, but yeah, rude people.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a problem. I think it's just Disney's sort of keeping up with trends, and people want, especially if you're going out to eat, you're going to eat at a higher end restaurant. You sort of expect them to have alcohol.
A wine list, yes.
A wine list.
I prefer mixed drinks.
Tony's Town Square.
I mean, I'm not really a wine person. Long Island iced tea. We'll talk.
Yeah. So that is that. December 23rd, those restaurants, you can have a drink.
Yes.
Okay, so annual pass holders are getting more special treatment at Disney. Beginning this week, actually I think it was December 21st, all parks will have a dedicated line for annual pass holders. And this is, I think, to move the lines through more quickly during the busy holiday season.
Probably.
Get their own special wine. I think they're serving drinks and offering caviar to those folks too as they
He's
go through.
joking. Just better clarify so no one believes you.
Am I? That's coming next. That's a rumor. I'm starting it.
You're starting the rumor?
I am first class. The first
PNP,
class.
we are the rumor mill.
The DVC annual pass holder special wine.
You can get a massage.
Yeah, they've got, so you get a massage as you're waiting. It's awesome. But no, those folks, the annual pass holders, were the first to receive the Magic Band 2. Now, I think we talked about Magic Band 2 in a previous podcast. We haven't mentioned it too
I'm
much.
not keen on it.
It's the one that looks like the Fitbit style.
I know, I'm afraid I'd lose it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have one yet. They're not going to give them to the other guests until next month.
They're not giving to the riffraff until next month.
Yeah, the riffraff don't get them until next month. So we'll see, how this goes. Those Magic Bands were introduced at Destination D last month. And I don't know. I think it's more opportunities to bling up your...
Yeah, I think it's cooler to
Magic
bling.
Band.
I mean, I'm all about the bling, but I'm just afraid because like a little puck, you're going to lose it. I mean, I'm sure it's easy to get a replacement, but you have to pay for it, I'm sure.
Yes, you have to
I'm
pay
sure
for
about
everything.
a lot of things. Okay,
You have to pay for everything. Let me see. What could we talk about? Well, Avatar Land, they've officially confirmed that it will be opening next summer, which is pretty close to when they I think the target was originally spring, but...
You don't know when in summer?
I don't think they have an actual day yet.
Yeah, we need to know because I think we'll probably be down there.
We'll try to be down there for that.
That happens,
But
if we can.
I'm actually really excited about it. I mean, everything I've seen, it looks pretty cool. But they're supposedly going to have some kind of a projection show because some cast members talked about them doing projection mapping tests on I believe the floating mountains, which would be a pretty cool thing to watch. But I mean,
Imagine that, another projection show.
I know. I really like the projection shows, but I'm also sort of like, where aren't we having projection shows now? Because they're doing projection shows on everything.
Pretty soon you go in your room and bam, projection show on your shower.
Yeah.
Projection show while you shower.
Yeah.
There's a little bird flies around.
That would actually be kind of cool. That would be like extra magic. Like have, like movies playing on your hotel wall or something. Like, here comes Art of Animation. You get a Little Mermaid swimming around on your wall.
That actually would be cute.
That would be cute. That'll probably come. And then they're doing more testing with the drones. They're doing like drone shows and all kinds of crazy stuff.
And then speaking of the projection, they turned Spaceship Earth into the Death Star, which Tom called that.
I joked about that.
You called that so many months ago?
And so what are they going to do? Turn Spaceship Earth into the Death Star? Because we're talking about more characters in Epcot. And they did it. They did it as a projection. Now, they didn't actually convert the ride to a Star Wars ride. That's what I was actually worried about yet. Just you wait.
I know. I'm waiting for it.
But no, I think that's kind of a no-brainer to do that. But that was for Rogue One, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. We'll talk more about Rogue One. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Avatar Land. I know it's not Disney, but I think they'll do a really good job with it.
I'm looking forward to Star Wars Land.
Yeah, well, that's several years away. So
I don't care. I'm still looking forward to it.
Take what we can get for now.
Yes, I'm still looking forward to it.
But so more projection shows are coming. And well, speaking of movies, we probably could talk about the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer.
Oh, it's awesome.
It looks really good.
It does look really good.
So they've got Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
I know. I'm excited about that.
It was just
I really am.
Because he was Birdman.
I know. I know. I'm really excited about that because I like him, and there's not enough Michael Keaton anymore. There just really isn't.
Michael Keaton's awesome.
I know. I loved him. When I was a kid, what was it? Mr. Mom was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Yeah, he was great. Like he was in Birdman, but the last major role I remember him being in was like the new Herbie movie.
Yeah, he was in the Herbie movie. He was the dad.
Yeah, so he's sort of like
you can't get enough Michael Keaton as far as I'm concerned.
I would love to have seen him in he's in the Marvel Universe now, but even in Avengers movie or something, I think he would have.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Really
so
good.
Yeah, he's gonna be in it. It's right there. It's like plus right there.
Yeah, and the kid Tom Holland he's
really
Spider-Man,
good.
is really good. It looks like it's going to be funny. It looks like it's going to be. I mean, this is like the first Spider-Man movie that actually feels like a high school movie.
Yeah, and tying into Disney too was Zendaya. Is Zendaya her name?
Yeah.
Kyrie loves her, and she's going to be in this also, and because she had the show on there too. The Undercover, Showcase Undercover.
Yeah.
So she's going to be, Kyrie loves it.
Yeah.
She's going to be in the new Spider-Man movies also.
Now, there was some controversy about that because the rumor was she was playing MJ, Mary Jane Watson Parker, And supposedly she's playing another character named Michelle. So I'm wondering if she'll also be MJ. I don't know what's going on with it, but the first thing I thought when they showed her in the trailer, that's not what I was expecting her to look like. I kept thinking,
I liked it though. I was like, you go.
Like Ali Sheedy in The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that's how that's how they made her.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not. But actually, it would be funny if she turned out to be MJ, and she was sort of this like not very.
Well, it makes sense because you look at a lot of these like actors and stuff when they were in high school, they were not what they are now.
Yeah,
they were dorks and everything else, which dork power.
Yeah, so she goes from like being his buddy to like supermodel.
Yeah, I don't know if she's what exactly what's going on with that, but she looked. It was awesome. Go watch the trailer. You'll see what we're talking about.
It's very cool.
It was very cool.
Looking forward to it. Still haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, so
no, we need to see Doctor Strange. I hear the cape's amazing.
Yeah, I
hear the cape steals the movie.
The cape steals. The movie.
I'm serious. Everybody says the
cape steals the movie.
Yeah, I got to see it.
Okay, well, we'll definitely catch it.
We kind of haven't been up on our movies lately because everybody here got sick. Yeah. We all had mono.
Yeah, so. It's been crazy, but we've also been really busy too. But we need to make time to. We did finally catch Pete's Dragon on Voodoo.
Yeah,
Pete's sad.
It was
sad movie.
I will not watch that movie again. It was so depressing. To me, I mean, yeah, it's kind of had a happy ending, but I've never seen a movie where I wanted to cry the entire movie because I was so sad.
Yeah,
the entire movie just made me sad.
The only thing that would have been worse, I think, is if they'd
killed Elliot
off. Like,
spoiler alert!
Yeah, Elliot doesn't die. No, it was. I mean, it was definitely different than its predecessor. And they tried to make it.
Well, it's just okay. They make it a different movie, but I seriously felt like deep sadness. I mean, as Tom, I sat there was crying most of the movie, even parts that weren't really sad, just because I just felt so depressed.
Know, right?
It just sucks the joy out of you.
I mean, as a movie, it was. I mean, the fact that it moved you like that, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, to be that connected to a character,
it wasn't a bad movie at all. It was just sad.
It was a sad
movie. So
I don't think it was meant to be sad. It was meant to be like, hey, it's, happy, but I just felt sad the entire movie, and I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, so
it's a dark point in my life I don't want to discuss.
Yeah, I know. Cam was like in tears throughout the whole thing, but I mean, on a technical level, it was pretty good. It was not the slap happy. Well, I don't know.
That wasn't slap happy either.
No, it wasn't. I mean, they had songs about child abuse and human trafficking,
and they were going to chop up
Elliot, but they did it with a smile on their face.
Yes, and it was just more cheerful, so you felt like
it was a more cheerful movie. But yeah, so it was solid. It just
however, the Tsum Tsum is awesome.
Yeah,
if you're lucky enough to get one, which Tom was.
Well, thanks to you. But we have a review of that up on our YouTube page. Elliot Tsum Tsum. He's pretty cool. But speaking of remakes, because Disney is really going back to a lot of its tried and true franchises and giving them a makeover. DuckTales.
Yes.
New DuckTales is coming. WHOO HOO. And
I do better.
I know you do. Now this one's near and dear to me because I don't know how many of you know, but I've actually worked on the Scrooge McDuck comics for over 10 years, 12 years now. On various Scrooge projects and for various comics publishers. So I'm very attached to the character, and I was a little apprehensive about them rebooting DuckTales. Yeah,
you're worried it was going to be Flash animated crap.
Yeah, and
I mean, them just summing it up. That's what he was worried about.
I was worried it was not going to be terribly good, but it looks like Disney is going all out with it. It actually looks like it has more of a Gravity Falls feel to it,
which is awesome.
Which I think is very awesome.
Gravity Falls is amazing.
But they announced the voice cast, and I'm not going to go through everyone in the cast. They're pretty solid. A lot of them are comedy veterans. Mm-hmm. But the biggest surprise is Scrooge McDuck himself.
Yes, I'm so excited about this.
Is David Tennant.
Yay!
Yes, the 10th Doctor is going to be Scrooge McDuck, and that's very appropriate. He is Scottish. He actually does a British accent for Doctor Who, but he is Scottish, and he's funny. And
I just love David Tennant. I do. I think he's awesome.
I think it's going to be amazing. Now, I joked before that Peter Capaldi would make a really good Scrooge McDuck.
He would, though. I think David Tennant's going to do good. R.I.P.
Alan Young. He's always going to be Scrooge McDuck to me, but seeing as he's no longer available, David Tennant, I think, will do nicely.
Well, even if he was still available, I think he wouldn't be doing it.
He was like 90 years old, yeah. So, I mean, it's going to take a little while to get used to, but everything I've heard and from folks who've actually seen some of the footage.
That's we know people who have.
We know people have said that it's really solid. Launchpad's back. They're going to have Donald more regularly.
I know. That's awesome.
Is huge.
Kyrie was happy Webby's coming back for sad for
Well,
Tom.
now they said they actually made Webby cool.
Because Webby was so annoying.
She was annoying in the original, but they actually made her pretty cool. They said that she's going to be like the kind of the Mabel breakout.
Okay, and that's awesome.
So that's cool. As long as they handle her well, I'm okay with it. But they've got a really stellar cast lined up for this, and it looks like Disney's really. I was just worried they were going to like do it on the cheap, just kind of like let's go.
Well, what I'm excited about is I try to get stuff for Tom that's Scrooge or Donald DuckTales type stuff. You cannot find it, or you can. It's really expensive. It's really hard to get the stuff. So what I'm excited about is I'm hoping you'll be able to find a lot more Uncle Scrooge and DuckTales related things that I can buy you for holidays, birthdays, etc.
More duck crap for Tom.
More duck crap for Tom. That's right.
It's hard to find Scrooge because he's huge overseas. Uncle Scrooge is an icon, especially in like the Netherlands and Norway and Sweden. But yeah, finding any duck merchandise over here is really, even like pins. It's hard to find anything with Scrooge.
They're expensive. Like I found one that I didn't even know they had. They had a pressed penny series of pins, and they were from Disney Imagineering, and they have an Uncle Scrooge one, but it's like $30-some just for the one pin because other ones they had weren't that much, but that one is more expensive.
But anything, I mean, I'm hoping they bring back some of the classic villains. I'm hoping they have Magica. The Beagle Boys. I'm sure they'll handle it really well. It looks like this is sort of their replacement for Gravity Falls. So, I mean, just looking at the art style and what little I've seen of it, it seems like they're really shooting for that.
I noticed the art style was a little bit different, but not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way. I like it. It looks kind of retro.
Have to animate stuff too. I think it looks like more of it's something that'd be easier to animate as well. I mean, you have to look into that because it's expensive animation and stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind the art style at all. I know some people complained at first. They said that they, I think it looks good. I think it looks very kind of retro.
It's more actiony, supposedly.
Yeah, and
the person who saw it said we're not going to give names because he might get in trouble.
Yeah.
So the person who we know that saw it said it was more actiony.
Yeah, action comedy. That's why most of the voice actors are comedians. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's going to have a different vibe to it.
I'm so excited
compared to the original show, but I do expect something more along the lines of Gravity Falls, and that's
we'll be watching that every time it's on as a family.
I'm totally fine with them going that route with DuckTales. So yes, David Tennant is Uncle Scrooge, and I just hope he says wibbly wobbly timey-wimey at some point.
He's Kyrie's favorite doctor, isn't he?
He is. No, Matt Smith is.
Oh, is Matt Smith? I thought it was David Tennant.
No, it's Matt Smith.
No, it used to be David Tennant.
Yeah, so he's most people's favorite doctor, I think.
He is. He's awesome. He was good.
Yeah, very cool. Very excited about that. Another thing we're excited about is we're finally going to go see Rogue One that came out a couple weeks ago.
We usually go opening, but because of work conflicts, we couldn't go.
Yeah, so we're going to go
torture for me
tonight and hopefully do a review and post that as our next episode. We'll have a family review.
Because the kids will be involved in that one.
Yeah, but it's doing really well.
I'm so excited about Rogue One. Yay!
I know, it looks really good. Opening day, Friday, it did $71 million.
Yes.
That included $29 million on Thursday night. Now, it's not as high as The Force Awakens, but this is also the first standalone Star Wars story. It's not, part of the regular series.
Well, I have high hopes for it because, I mean, a lot of people, I love Force Awakens. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It just was more the same.
It wasn't a bad movie.
I'm ready for something different.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It was a rehash of the Jedi.
A rehash of several. But I'm very excited about this one because it's new. It's new. It's not like, it is a continuation, but it isn't, you know what I mean? It's going to be, I think you're getting more originality with this one.
Well, now there was, I believe he reviews for Forbes, Scott Mendelson, who I actually trust his reviews. I think he's pretty good. But he said he did not like The Force Awakens because it was
same things we said.
Such a rehash, but he loved Rogue One. So
that's what I'm excited about. I want Rogue One to be awesome. I'll be very sad if it's not.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. But speaking of Star Wars movies and standalone movies, the Han Solo movie begins shooting in February.
Oh, yay.
And from what people are saying, they said it's going to be a Western in space.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're going to have Han and Lando for sure, and I'm sure Chewie's going to be there.
That's exciting. I think that sounds cool. Western in space. Well, that's what they used to, like the space,
Space cowboy. Well, basically Han Solo is a space cowboy.
It's like Cowboy Bebop. It's Han Solo.
Yeah, so this will be really cool to see. Well, even Cowboy Bebop, Spike was a smuggler.
Yeah, I know. So, I was just joking about that because unless you're watching anime, you're not going to know what I'm talking about.
So it's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about it. I was sort of apprehensive at first. I mean, I can't picture anybody else other than Harrison Ford being Han Solo.
He's so good at it.
But I think they'll do well. I mean, so far Disney has done well by Star Wars. I don't think they can't screw this one up. It's a Han Solo movie.
Our daughter's been watching the old movies the last couple nights. They didn't have them on TV, and she's been glued with popcorn and all excited about it. And between that and her new love for Weird Al Yankovic, it's been an interesting week at our house.
Well, I can't even watch Empire Strikes Back now without thinking about the Seagulls song. If you haven't seen the Seagulls song
from Bad Lip Reading, oh my gosh, I love that. I actually put it on my phone.
Yoda singing this ridiculous song. And the kids listen to it all the time, and now every time I watch Empire Strikes Back,
all you see is
seagulls.
That
one. All I can hear is seagulls.
I love that song though. It's funny. It's very catchy. Stop it now.
It is very catchy. But yeah, on these, so people are going to wonder about episode 8. Kathleen Kennedy from Lucasfilm said they believe the trailer is going to be out in the spring.
Oh, good.
So, which makes sense. They said they wanted to give a little bit of breathing room between Rogue One, which is kind of how they did last, because Rogue One, they didn't really promote it very much at all until episode 7 was out.
Yeah, it wasn't until last spring or so they started really ramp up promotion.
Yeah, so I mean, and episode 8 is really sort of under wraps, like big time. Like there's not a whole lot of
yeah, I'd expect them to do that. I mean, they did that with the original. They had fake names and everything.
Right, but I expect Luke Skywalker to be in it.
Hopefully. He doesn't just stand there and glare at you with his arm reached out.
He stands there and he dies.
No, he stood there with her arm reached out.
Falls off the cliff.
I know, he just I love when Mark Hamill was making the jokes about it, where he just sat there and stared at the screen with Kathleen Kennedy or whatever. That was so funny.
Probably the easiest money he ever made, though.
I know.
It's like I felt bad for him though, because you saw this photo before episode 7 came out, and they're all sitting there in the room together, like all the original cast and all the new cast, and they're like, it's a reading. It's like and you're sitting there like, what did Mark Hamill do?
Yeah, no, I never thought about that.
Did he just get them drinks, or what did he do? It's like, your job.
And I love Mark Hamill. I mean, I think if I could hang out with somebody, I'd hang out with him, because he just strikes me as someone who'd be fun to hang out with. So he probably kept it light and made jokes. They said a lot of the problem with putting Luke in episode 7 was that Mark Hamill is too strong of a presence, and he would have overshadowed the whole movie. Well, yeah. So he's like flipping Luke Skywalker. I'm just really sad that we're never going to see Han, Leia, and... They should have at least given us those three together at least once. Just one last hurrah. But now that they're going back and forth in the timeline, they might even do a movie in between, Jedi and Force Awakens with either new actors or CG versions. Oh yeah, now they get to CG them. That's true. If they get permission. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I understand they CG'd a lot in this one. So. Yeah. Can't wait to see it. We're going to see it. Yeah. And then by the time you hear this, we saw it. Yay. Yeah. We'll have a spoilery Rogue One review for you guys. Yay. Next. So we're going to wrap this episode up. We're going to remind you guys that we're helping to kick off a new forum. Yes. At totallydiz.com. That's totallydis.com is a brand new Disney fan forum. Yes, you can come talk to us. Come talk to us on there. Like it on Facebook. We're over there starting some threads now. We've got some interesting conversations coming up. We've got a Christmas contest, Christmas decorating contest now. There's still a couple of weeks you can enter that, and you can win a $250 gift card. Right, and the cool thing about this forum, too, is that we try to keep it light and friendly. Like some other forums might be a little bit more intense and kind of get, Yeah. I'm not going to name names, but I've been to a couple forums that were a little Disney bit like, wow. Kind of trollish. Yes, I'm like, what the heck? But we try to keep the trolling to a minimum. But yeah, it's totallydiz.com, and you can check our site out at piratesandprincesses.net. Subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Stitcher, tune in radio. We're going to start doing more with YouTube soon. We are going to be doing, we're going to have some big announcements regarding the future of the show after the new year. And where should we go to see our sponsor? You should go to
mickeyvacations.com/PNP. That's our wonderful travel sponsor.
Yes, they're awesome. I cannot tell you how nice they are. I mean, we worked other places before, but they are like the nicest people.
They
I swear
are
to God.
absolutely amazing. They're one of the top Disney travel agencies in the world. And you will definitely have a wonderful trip.
Yeah, they'll make sure of it. Yeah.
And if you go through the PNP page, you'll get some extra goodies that you won't get anywhere else. So it's mickeyvacations.com/PNP. So go there and book your next vacation. I know a lot of people will be thinking about vacations in the spring after the holidays.
You want to go in the summer because Avatar Land's opening.
Avatar Land.
And if you want to go in the summer for that, I would get hold of them like right now to get in on that.
Because a lot of people are going to be going in the summer.
And if any deals come up, they'll let you know about it.
Yep.
So, and they'll work with you to make sure you get those deals. So I'd get hold of them now if you're thinking about going for summer.
Just do it. Go to Disney.
Well, yeah, that's that. But
that's why you're listening to this podcast.
But usually you want to be booked at least a few months out because to be able to get your reservations and your fast passes and so on. So if you're thinking about going down for Avatar Land, you want to hit the summer, get hold of them now.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Go to Disney, man.
You need to. If you haven't been there, you need to go. What's wrong with you? Go.
I know. Why are you listening to this podcast?
Why are you sitting here? Go.
Yeah, just go to Disney right now.
Go hold of them right now.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, everybody. And we will talk to you next time.
And Merry Christmas in case we don't see you.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. And
lots of happies for you.
If you're not listening to this podcast until next year, then maybe Valentine's Day, we'll get that in there, Easter.
Yeah.
And everything else.
Just happy whatever you're celebrating.
Just be happy. Go be happy.
You have a birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Pirates and Princesses is a production of Clownfish Studios. We are an unofficial Disney podcast, not endorsed or affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. You can visit us on the web at piratesandprincesses.net. That's piratesandprincesses.net. You can shoot us an email at piratesspodcast@gmail.com. That's piratesspodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.